A third of around 1,200 students who used to travel to Singapore from Malaysia for school every day are now unable to do so because of the pandemic. While limited cross-border movement is resuming, it doesn't allow daily commuting. Some families are worried a prolonged absence from school could have a serious impact. Deborah Wong with more.
Maggie Tan's children used to start their day at 4 a.m. so they can cross the causeway to Singapore in time for school. But since Malaysia imposed a movement control order in March, they've been logging into home-based learning portals instead from Johor.
在马来西亚他们是不能够考试，所以到现在他们都不能够考试，因为考试必须要他们人要在那边跟老师面对面这样子来考，不能够通过网络来考试，所以这个也是一个很忧心的一个问题啦。这个东西也还没有得到一个答案，还不晓得，所以就担心到明年他们的升学那些会不会有问题。
About 430 students from primary to junior college levels aren't able to commute to Singapore now due to COVID-19 restrictions. Now, the Education Ministry told CNA that schools will review their academic performance to determine if they can progress to the next level, while taking into account their exceptional circumstances amid the pandemic. The rest of the students living in Malaysia have moved temporarily to Singapore, like JC1 student Edward Ang, who started renting a room here in June as he needed to come back to take his A-level mother tongue oral exam.
I was afraid that if I went back to Malaysia, I would start to lag behind and I would have a certain disadvantage as compared to my peers. The first week of MCO, I was a bit lost, but after that, the teachers started to utilize the tools they had to help me to keep up. My teacher went online and she conducted out of the curriculum consultations with me so that I could still have enough practice.
The college also set up a webcam in class so he could tune in to live lessons and helped bring him back to Singapore after his student pass expired.
We had to work with MOE to prepare a special in-principle approval entry form and letter for him to bring with him when he entered Singapore. We also made sure that the teachers and the vice principal kept in regular contact with Edward's mother, and she was worried whether her son could eventually come back to Singapore to resume his studies.
Edward returned in time to sit for his oral exam after completing his 14-day stay-home notice. As for those in higher education, MOE says the majority of Malaysian students are now in Singapore. Those still in Johor will continue to do home-based learning.